In a serene maternity ward hidden in a rural North Carolina hospital 16 years ago, an unforeseen event took place when 3 newborns were born. These triplets, already remarkable, immediately drew attention due to their rich dark skin, a striking contrast to their white biological parents' pale skin tones. Initially, the nurses admired the sight of the healthy babies, each crying energetically, yet soon an air of unease filled the ward. The white parents, convinced it was impossible for them to have 3 black children, exchanged concerned glances. The tired mother quietly whispered something to her husband, the words lost in the ambient noise of the room, as the tension in her voice was felt by everyone nearby. The father, tall and composed, observed the triplets from afar, his expression revealing an internal struggle with an unspoken reality. When a nurse offered her congratulations, his reply was curt: they needed time to think. Later, the staff discovered the harsh truth. Despite medical confirmations and genetic evidence, the couple made the decision to relinquish their parental rights, believing these children could not possibly belong to them. It's impossible, they asserted, their minds clouded by fear, shame, or perhaps a reluctance to accept the unforeseen. They finalized the necessary paperwork to relinquish custody, and as they departed the hospital, an air of haunting finality surrounded them. Quiet whispers began to circulate, with some speculating about an old family lineage that could occasionally produce darker skin, while others thought the father simply refused to face the challenges of raising children who did not resemble him. "They're your babies," the doctor had reminded them, but the father merely shook his head in silent frustration. By evening, the parents had left, leaving the triplets, a boy and 2 girls, in the care of the hospital and local social services. Despite the staff's hectic schedules, they showered the infants with as much love as they could. There was concern regarding whether any potential adoptive parents would be willing to take in 3 children simultaneously, especially with the scandalous story of their unusual appearance already spreading. However, fate had other ideas. Just 1 week later, a caring couple from nearby Asheville, Daniel and Rebecca, came forward. In their 40s and well-established in their careers, Daniel as a construction manager and Rebecca as a nurse in a nearby district. They had long desired to have children. Upon hearing about the abandoned triplets discarded over a misunderstanding of skin color, they felt an immediate connection. Heartfelt pull deep downtown, they knew. These babies deserved a home that celebrated them regardless of any complications. Upon arriving at the maternity ward, Daniel and Rebecca found the 3 tiny infants peacefully sleeping in a crib. The nurse recounted the entire ordeal the original parents' sudden departure spurred by the shock of the children's darker skin, even though science had confirmed their biological connection. Though the story saddened the couple, it only strengthened their resolve when the nurse suggested that they might consider adopting just 1 or 2 of the children. Daniel and Rebecca exchanged a determined glance. All 3, Rebecca declared, they believed that the siblings should remain together within a month. The adoption was finalized and the triplets joined Daniel and Rebecca in their modest home on the outskirts of Asheville, where each child was lovingly given a new name. The boy was named Christopher and the girls were christened Jasmine and Brianna. In those early months, the days blurred together with feedings, diaper changes, and the overwhelming joy of newfound family. Neither Daniel nor Rebecca cared about the children's skin tone. They embraced them wholly, even when curious neighbors cast quizzical glances at a white couple pushing a stroller with black triplets. Daniel and Rebecca paid them no mind, focusing solely on the love they nurtured at home. As the children grew, distinct personalities began to emerge. Jasmine was the quiet, easily startled one, Brianna fearless and always on the move would explore every corner of the yard, and Christopher formed a special bond with Rebecca, often curling up at her feet during quiet moments. This little family created its own unique rhythm, a anomaly that eventually overshadowed the unusual origins of their beginnings. Over time, the children blossomed. By the age of 2, Jasmine's soft speech was filled with earnest curiosity, Brianna's boundless energy left colorful traces on the walls, and Christopher became the peacemaker, offering hugs and gentle reassurances whenever his sisters quarreled. Even though Daniel and Rebecca occasionally felt overwhelmed, they took immense pride in watching each child's personality shine. By the time the triplets reached preschool, murmurs began circulating among neighbors. Do they really know who their real parents are? Yet Rebecca, with her calm yet firm demeanor, dispelled such speculations. These children were unequivocally theirs, and the triplets never saw themselves as anything other than part of a loving family. Ask Jasmine, Christopher, or Brianna who their parents were, and they would eagerly run into Daniel or Rebecca's arms with bright smiles. As the children reached 10, they started to see differences that went beyond skin color, and naturally they wondered about the parents who had abandoned them. When Christopher questioned, "Are they still out there somewhere?" Rebecca replied with gentle honesty, clarifying that their birth parents had not been prepared for the responsibility, but Daniel and Rebecca had opted to be their family. While the children listened quietly, Jasmine becoming reflective with library books on genetics, and Brianna wishing to know their birth parents, they all ultimately agreed, "We have mom and dad right here." As the triplets began their teenage years, life became more vibrant with new friends, extracurricular activities, and late-night study sessions. Jasmine found a love for the violin, practicing diligently each evening. Brianna joined the track team with limitless ambition, and Christopher amazed everyone with his talent for robotics, often tinkering under Daniel's proud, watchful eye. Standing taller with deeper voices and an unbreakable bond, the triplets filled the Johnson household with the lively sounds of daily life. Jasmine's violin echoing softly, Brianna excitedly discussing upcoming track meets, and Christopher's robotics projects quietly humming in the background. The local community, once skeptical and curious, began to embrace the family, with teachers and neighbors alike commending the supportive nature of Daniel and Rebecca. Old rumors of an unusual adoption or doubts about the children's origins gradually faded, replaced by the undeniable evidence of love and care. The idea that fear could have overshadowed the children's futures was dispelled by the vibrant display of a united, loving family. In time, the narrative evolved into one of gratitude and hope. 6 years after that fateful day in the maternity ward, the triplets now faced new horizons. Jasmine had applied to join a regional youth orchestra, Brianna was seeking a college athletics scholarship, and Christopher dreamed of a career in engineering. Daniel and Rebecca, observed with quiet pride, often moved to tears by how far the children had come from such uncertain beginnings. Occasionally one of the triplets would inquire if their birth parents had ever attempted to contact them. Rebecca would gently shake her head and explain that there had been no letters or calls, a truth that for the children was completely sufficient. Their brief question soon gave way to daily laughter, shared accomplishments, and the understanding that while their origins were complex, their present was bursting with love. Ask any neighbor or teacher about the triplets and they would likely smile and characterize them as an ordinary, yet remarkable family. A trio of siblings with indomitable spirit, raised by parents who never doubted their love when asked how they managed it all. Daniel and Rebecca would simply say, "They are our children, we do what any loving parents do." In reality, their decision was extraordinary, single fateful choice to embrace 3 abandoned infants, and in doing so, changed their fates through steadfast affection. The path of each child's future was permanently changed. Evenings in the Johnson home were filled with a soft noise of family discussion at the dinner table, the triplets giggling over private jokes and The quiet assurance of a future filled with limitless opportunities through the adventure of these strong triplets, and their nurturing adoptive family. We understand that genuine family is established on the basis of care and dedication, not merely genetics. What do you think genuinely defines family? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and thank you for your attention.